My name is Jonghyuk Park from KISED, Korea Institute of Startup Entrepreneurship Development. So we are supporting early stage startups to do business in Korea, of course, going abroad. So actually, I'm in charge of globalization for startups. So we have some global program. Outbound programs. So we support global program for Korean startups to make a chance abroad. So we support some grant or some accelerating program and so on.
The Ministry of SMEs and Startups of the Republic of Korea and the Korea Institute of Startup and Entrepreneurship Development carry out a variety of programs to support startups and SMEs in Korea. And those support includes not only government grant, but also infrastructure like office spaces for startups, and we also provide indirect supports to them. Recently, the Korean government is highly interested in the sectors which is called deep tech, including AI and data network services. So to support startups in those sectors, the Korean government is closely cooperating with global companies such as Google to support Korean startups. And not only cooperating with those kinds of conglomerates, we also join our hands with global accelerators to provide support so that Korean startups can go abroad and for their global expansion. And with regards to your question about the recipe for success, how Korea became a powerhouse in technology in a short period of time, the government played tentpole role because like Israel, the Korean government played a very important role in carrying out this startup and SMEs program. And thanks to the government support, Korea became a technology powerhouse in a rapid pace. Moreover, the Korean government has fund of fund. It is to be provided to venture capital in the private sector, and these venture capitals were able to provide funding to startups, and these government-led startup support was the recipe for success. Up until now, we have a few cooperation cases with African countries, but up until now, we have cooperated with European countries, North American countries, and Southeast Asian countries when it comes to the startup cooperation. But from 2024, next year, hand in hand with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and its affiliate Korea Africa Foundation, we will carry out a startup program to help and support Korean startups to expand overseas, especially to the African countries. As I mentioned before, we are a public institution that support the globalization of Korean startups with 7 years or less of experience. So our plan in startup program for the African countries is what we are planning to do is to cooperate with accelerators in African countries and to support Korean startups to further expand their market domain in African countries. So while doing so, we can also cooperate with African conglomerates or large-scale enterprises in Africa to support Korean startups to do their business in African countries.